just for a little context, let's look at what Joe Rogan was talking about back in 2006.
I'm saying people are full of shit, and that story sucks. Hello? Why do we have to believe it just because it's been around a long time and it makes no fucking sense? If you tell the story of Noah in the ark to an 8-year-old retarded boy, he's gonna have some questions. It's just a bad story.
Now let's compare that to the podcast we're about to watch right now. Before we get started though, click subscribe. That'll help us out a lot.
These guys are going to die. Like, it's a human reality. You're a finite life form. You only have so much time. You can only rob the world of so much before eventually your heart stops ticking. And then the new people, as they come into place, these are people that they're growing up with the internet. It's a different understanding and reality of life itself.
But don't you think there has to be some sort of field of value that can orient people into, like, hey, let's do things a little bit better because these things actually matter. There is right and wrong. There is morality. Yeah. There is certain, like...
Well, unfortunately, the problem with living in a secular society and living in a society that has a lot of people that are atheists, that have no belief system at all, is you find a belief system. And that's a lot of these people that call themselves atheists, or they've subscribed to the religion of woke. You know, their God is equity and inclusiveness. Their God is this ideology that...
So I don't know about you, but is this Joe Rogan complaining about atheists in secular society? Because that's what it looks like to me. Let's keep going.
They think that you have to subscribe to. And that's why it's spooky. Because people, human beings seem to have a very strong desire for some sort of order and form and some sort of pattern that they can follow that seems to be the right way to go. And they can be led. They can be led by cults. They can be led by groups of people. They can be led by, you know, intolerant governments and evil armies and corrupt politicians. They can be led. But I think as time rolls on, people are going to understand the need to have some sort of divine structure to things, some sort of belief in the sanctity of love and of truth. And a lot of that comes from religion. A lot of people's moral compass and the guidelines that they've used to follow to live a just and righteous life has come from religion. And unfortunately, a lot of very intelligent people, they dismiss all the positive aspects of religion because they think that the stories are mere superstitious fairy tales that, you know, they have no place in this modern world, and, you know, we're inherently good and your ethics are based on your own moral compass and we all have one. And that's not necessarily true, because you see the way people behave in war. They don't have any moral compass. They're just fucking murderers and killers. And we've asked people in service of our country to go to these places and behave like murderers and killers and then reintegrate into society, right back into society, and be a good person again. And they don't know how to do it, and they go crazy. And there's a lot of them who come back and they're down is up and up is down. They don't know what the fuck.
And we don't help them out.
We don't help them out. And the suicide rate, suicide is is it the number one killer of veterans?
Pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, but
yeah, it's a fucked up world we live in. We need Jesus. Like, for real. Like, if he came back now, it'd be great. Like, Jesus, if you're thinking about coming back.
Now, all I want to say is be careful what you wish for, because if you're not ready for him, it's not going to be that great when he returns.
Right now?
Now's a good time.
Yeah, pretty soon, yeah.
Now's a good time. We're kind of fucked.
Well, there's a lot of people that think that might be coming.
Well, it might be.
Mark of the beast.
That might be the aliens. I mean, that might be what all this stuff is. It might be we reach a certain point where we're so unmanageable and so chaotic that something comes down and gives us a guideline. I mean, this is what Moses essentially experienced, supposedly, right? When he came back with his 10 commandments. This is supposedly what, you know, these people that have had these religious visions. None of the religious visions were like, oh my God, we're fucked. Yeah. All the religious visions were, there's a way to do this. Yeah. There's a guide. There's a way to follow, and there's a greater power that's above everything that controls this whole thing and keeps it all together. And there's laws to adhere that will make for a much better life for all humans and all life on Earth.
Yeah, it's hope. Hope is a memory of the future. You know,
I'm not real sure what Joe Rogan was talking about there, trying to compare aliens and whatnot, but we definitely have to have the guidelines, and the guidelines are the Bible. And it's at least good to see that he's moving maybe into a direction where he is more comfortable with saying the Bible is the guideline that we need.
Shit matters.
Yeah.
That you know,
It does matter.
Yeah, like everything we do matters. I think if you know, atheists, I think, can find their own religion. It might be religion of science or religion of climate change or whatever it might be. But to not believe in a higher power means that really nothing I do matters. Ultimately, I live, I die. That's it. You know.
Yeah.
So whatever purpose you might have, it's short lived. It's just for this. There's nothing else going on. I have a hard time with that because I believe there's a seen world and an unseen world, and there's forces of good and forces of evil, and that there's a purpose for all this. And there's, you know, there's a lot of reasons why we're doing this. There's a lot of opportunities to do this. I'd like to get it right this time around.
Yeah,
you know?
that'd be nice.
That'd be nice. But if there is the Christianity part and Jesus wants to come back and save everything,
It'd be good right around now.
yeah,
Like, don't wait till the election.
yeah.
Don't wait until China invades Taiwan.
Don't wait until Klaus Schwab puts on his.
It's the only thing I'm not sure if Joe Rogan realizes here. Like, if Jesus comes back, like, you want to be on his side, that means you have to believe in him. I mean, is he going to choose to believe in him now, or is he going to wait till he comes back? I'm all kind of confused on that part. But I will say that it is a big difference from what we've seen at the beginning of this video to now, where we actually actively having Joe Rogan, maybe even if it's just a joking way, but he's talking about how we need religion, how we need a structure of rules, and how it would be good if Jesus came back to save the world. And just in comparison of the video from 2006 that I showed you at the beginning to what he's saying now is mind-blowing. His entire demeanor, his attitude towards Christianity, all of that has changed. It's a blessing to see just somebody's journey, you know, to maybe even personally witness somebody's testimony of their journey from atheism or just being a doubter or an unbeliever in Jesus to coming to the realization that Jesus is all that anybody will ever need if they trust in him and put their faith in him. So I would say, just based on watching this, that if you are watching it, pray for Joe Rogan, because I would love to see his platform used as a platform for Jesus one day. Wouldn't that be something? I will say, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. You can like the video, comment. That makes YouTube push out the video even more. We have a Patreon if you want to support financially. Only do that if you pray about it and God puts it in your heart to do so. But as always, keep on the full armor of God and have a blessed day.